What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another interesting video and proof of just the corruption of the White House, the DOJ, press secretary, and everything else. This is hilarious. So this is, the Blaze. They did a little thing on this, which is funny. But it's kind of ironic how way back in the day, right? And I mean 20, 30, maybe even 40 years ago, if a mayor, a senator, a president, or anything else like that had a son or a daughter that was doing things that would make them look bad as the president, right? They would step down. They would remove themselves or anything else because they don't want to embarrass, the seat that they're sitting in, the representation that they're supposed to have, right? And or the corrupt type would hide it, bury it, pay people off, whatever, right? Well, we're more on the, second one, except more extravagant to the point to where they don't give a shit on who knows that they're corrupt and all of that. So this is going to be about some press, pressing the concept of, Hunter Biden, his contact with Z from China and his links to, the Chinese government and, a whole lot of other good stuff. Let's get into this.
Yesterday released documents, their authenticity nowhere challenged. That included a July 2017 WhatsApp message sent by Hunter Biden to Henry Zhao, a Chinese Communist Party official, which stated in its entirety, and I quote, "I am sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father," unquote.
Huh. That kind of sounds like a threat, right? I mean, it does to me. Especially when he comes to like holding a grudge. It's like, hey man, you want to mess with me? Hey, guess what? I'll remember this, and when you least expect it, that's when I'm gonna swoop in, right? That's what it kind of sounds like.
So just a couple of questions about this. First, does this not undermine the president's claim during the 2020 campaign and the reaffirmations of that claim by his two press secretaries since then, that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with him?
No, and I'm not going to comment further on this. I'm not. James, let me say you something. Let me say.
Wait for this response from him. Like, wait for a key word he's going to use.
Let me save you some breath. If you're going to ask about this, I am not addressing. I know you do more than I'd like you to have.
See that? Because the press secretary's like, well, we need answers. He's like, oh, I know you do more than I would like you to have. It's like, well, yes, because they're the press, and the press are supposed to, be the voice of the people. At least it's what they used to be. They used to, like, be hard for the facts. They would literally go after anyone who was a senator, governor, mayor, president. Did not matter, right? Which media is quite changed. But they're definitely railing into the president. They're railing into, the press secretaries and all that other kind of stuff, which is pretty good to see. But it just wow.
I am not going to address this issue from this podium. I'm just not.
I bet you're not.
I'm not going to do it. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
And he runs away.
The president invited
Such a big, strong man.
to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and decision making of why the president decided to invite us.
This is funny.
Get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter's is.
So it would be smart for the president to kind of like distance himself from his son, who has been doing a massive amount of illegal things. I mean, just from, a normal standpoint, especially him being president, You know what I mean? With his son being, a drug addict, his son, having multiple felonies with gun charges and everything else. Um, it literally comes down to, at this moment in time, you think he would be smart and distance himself. I mean, hey, it's totally understandable for a parent, a father, to support their child and everything else. But is it really truly good parenting to sit there and not actually demand and expect your kids to actually, be punished for certain things? Or is it, oh, hey, because he's a rich white man, it's totally fine for him to get away with whatever they want. See, these people are gonna go, oh well, they care about him. He just loves his son. Anna Campagno or whatever her fucking name is from the fucking View. That woman is such an idiot. Oh, he just loves his son. Ooh, this is just like a father-son love story, which also came out as really gross the way she kind of played it off. But it just comes down to it's like, a good parent punches their kids when they do bad things. You know what I mean? They take things away. They make sure that their kid understands the repercussions of their actions, right? Well, it kind of seems like rich people don't have that same concept. They're like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck it. Here you go. Or whatever. And it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, you know what? If we don't start holding all these people accountable for all their actions, they're going to continue to step on the backs, heads, faces, groins, everything of the people because they don't care about us. Even though if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have the positions, the money, and the power that they have. And at the same time, is kind of why they're trying to take away or limit our access to guns because they know that we can. Um, I don't know if anyone remembers the French Revolution, right? And when Marie Antoinette and all her friends were having that huge old party and they're eating all those cakes and pastries and delicious good food while the people were suffering, the people were starving. All they could barely get was moldy bread. But they were fat, happy, drinking, being all joyous and everything. What happened to those people? As I recall, the people finally got fed up. They stormed Marie Antoinette's home and started beheading people. You know what I mean? That's literally what history tells us. And this has happened over and over again. And right now, currently, the people are complacent. And eventually, they will no longer be complacent. So, the thing is, our government might want to get their head out their ass. Republicans, Democrats, whoever actually does believe in justice, you might want to start punishing people. Because the thing is, the people here are tired. The people of the United States are tired and they want people to be held accountable or will hold them accountable. Because we have the power, our 10 Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments we have is the staple of what gives us the availability to either put you there or remove you, whether it's peacefully or forcefully. And honestly, we'd rather it be peacefully. But if we have to, it would be forcefully.
I'm just not going to get
Let
into
me
it.
ask you this: if Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with
That's a
federal
no.
prosecutors
Well,
to
a couple
No,
of
he
things.
wouldn't.
Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not uncommon. As it relates to
uncommon.
Related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
Bet you're not.
Can I follow up on that?
Okay. No, I just called in somebody. Go ahead.
So Kirby wouldn't answer James's question though. Are you going to answer the question? Not an unreasonable question to ask the President of the United States, who's involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of coercive conversation for business dealing by his son? Is that something? If he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
So here's the thing,
Yep.
and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. Just not going to comment from here.
Oh, the DOJ. Yeah, the DOJ that's corrupted and that's in Biden's pocket. Right. The same DOJ that literally gave Hunter Biden a slap on the fucking wrist for drug charges, for illegal gun charges, and I mean not just owning a gun illegally. The dude was high. He literally had a gun. He gained possession of said gun illegally by using a false ID and false SSI number. If speculating, not too sure if it was his dead brother's ID or not, and his dead brother's SSI. I wonder how he got that gun then. Because it was somebody else's, and it wasn't his. And or it was wife, girlfriend, whoever the woman was that he was with that ditched the gun in a trash can for him so he wouldn't get in trouble. Is it the same DOJ that, sat there and said, oh no, the Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation. It was all Russia, 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 Russia. Or is it all true? I would say it's all true. Fucking DOJ.
What I can tell you is I know that my colleague has dealt with this. He addressed this at the White House Counsel. I just don't have anything else to share. I just answered the question.
Yes or no, was the president involved in the shakedown?
Yes or no?
Stephen, I just answered the question. I just said
you didn't answer shit.
It's not up to you how I answer the question. I just answered the question by telling you my.
Ma'am, you're wrong. They want an answer to the question, and the answer to the question is yes or no. You can't sit there and refer to, oh, my colleagues, talk to my colleagues, because guess what your colleagues tell you? They go like, oh, the White House press secretary will, hold a briefing. The White House press secretary will hold a briefing. They are literally just doing this. They're just saying, hey, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. So it's just a bunch of bullshit. And until the people start protesting and demanding that Hunter Biden be held accountable for his crimes like anyone else would, and I mean protest, like legit, if some, gay pride people for Starbucks could sit there and protest Starbucks because they're mad that Starbucks supposedly, stopped celebrating pride or whatever, which I highly doubt, then why are the good people of the United States, the law-abiding citizens, the conservatives, the center liberals, and all these other people who actually are on the side of justice and want justice to be done, why are they quiet? Why are all of you quiet? I don't get it. We need to come together and choose a day or do something to the point to where we shut this country down. No one goes to work. No one does anything. It is literally, we stand up, we unite, and we literally share on social media. It's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything. And we say, hey, nope. Until everything is fixed, until this government of ours, our president of ours, takes accountability for what his son is doing, for what he is doing, and what all these corrupt politicians are doing, nothing is going to run. Because you and I, the bankers, the hospital workers, and I mean all the hospital workers, all the retail workers, all the fast food restaurant people, all the people of this country, we are the ones who keep this infrastructure going, not our government. Our government just chooses what they spend our tax dollars on, which is also theft. Taxation is theft because they're not using it for our roads. They're not using it for our bridges. They're not using it for our buildings. I think it's high time that we show our local, state, and country's governments that we are done. We're not playing softball no more because it's time to stop being nice to these corrupt pieces of shit.
Colleagues at the White House Council has dealt with this, and I would refer you to them. Okay.
I bet you would refer them to
Remind
you.
us what your colleague said from the White House Council.
Why don't you even answer it?
I would refer you to them, and they will share their statement with all of
The
you.
question is not your statements from that podium. You stated
Your statements.
that the president stands by his comment from the 2020 campaign that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with his son.
Gentleman right there.
And you stood at that podium and you reaffirmed that. Do you stand by your
What
reaction?
I will say is nothing has changed.
I bet nothing has changed.
And I
Oh, it's
would
gonna
leave it.
change.
Anything else, I would refer you to the White
Attorney
House
John
Council.
Pierre, ma'am, guess what? You chose the
I'm
wrong
just answering
side.
the question. You
Just
got-
saying.
You just asked me, does my statement change? I just told you nothing has changed. That's answering the question. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stephen. I'm calling on your colleague right now. Go ahead.
Thank you. To follow up on my colleague, is there anything that you can say with regard to
Is there anything you can say?
and what the president's son was alleging? Was the president there or not?
I would refer you to my colleagues at the White House Council. I would refer you to them. Go ahead.
What's the point of her? Why is she there? She's not answering questions. She should just leave.
This is not a conversation that I've had with the president. Again, I would refer you to the White House Council.
Have that conversation with the president?
No,
Did the president speak with the attorney general at all?
I
last
can't.
night?
I cannot say if the president have had a conversation with the attorney general last night. What I can refer you to is the White House Counsel's office as it relates to the allegations. They've already addressed this. This is something for them to deal with. I refer to the Department of Justice on anything else if you don't want to speak to the White House Counsel's office.
And there was reporting earlier in the week that after the plea agreement was reached by Hunter Biden, that the president felt relieved that that part of it was behind him. Is that true? Can you
I
speak
can't.
to it?
I wonder why the president would be relieved that Hunter got the plea deal. Could it be because Hunter tends to be a big mouth and say some shit he probably shouldn't say? And then could it be that Hunter has some information that if he actually did go to court, did actually get put on the stand, and actually did get asked questions, would he then definitely, for sure, not intentionally, but unintentionally, implicate his father in some illegal, illicit shit? That would be a yes. That would be a big time yes. So, that's it for this video. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Spread the word of the mass amount of corruption going on in our country and in our structures all over the place, especially on YouTube. Come on, YouTube does not care about telling the truth. YouTube does not care about actually getting real information out there. Like, shoot, the other day, I was like looking up the reviews on certain gun parts, right? And you can't find anything on there, right? Like, at all. It's so hard. It'll be like roughly the same videos over and over and over again, like same 5-10 videos. But yet, right below it, in like a suggested like aspect for what you're searching for, there was motherfuckers getting their heads chopped off by freaking cartel members. They won't let you load a gun on YouTube. They won't let you put an optic on a gun on YouTube. But YouTube will allow cartel members to chop off motherfuckers' heads? Or, you know, Al-Qaeda to chop off motherfuckers' heads? Like, YouTube, what the fuck are you doing? Stop playing retarded. Come on. But that's it for the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay free, America. Love you guys.